Hello and welcome to another video tutorial Monday. This week I wanted to do a cute rainbow card using this set from Hero Arts. It's the CL231 A Happy Hello, and this is actually the first 4x6 stamp set that I bought from Hero Arts several years ago. So I wanted to use this today. It's also part of my Teaming Up with Lori week on my blog. You can check out my post this week, the week of March 25th, 2011, for more about that. But we're both using the same stamp set today, and I'm super excited to get started. So what I've done, I've taken this flower border and put it on my 1x7 block. I'm going to use my Jenni Bowlin Inks since I love them, first of all, and second of all, I have the most colors of those. So I'm going to be using all of these: chewing gum, cough syrup, chicken feed, lemon drops, stick candy, seed packet, soap powder, and spice tin, all in a row. And I'm going to just create a rainbow down my card. So first I'm going to do the chewing gum, and I'm just using this, I don't even know what this is from, piece of scratch type paper that I have here to mask off the top part of my card, and I'm going to ink my stamp up really well. And then line this up and just stamp down. Oh, so that's super cute. Here, I'll hold it up so you can see a little bit better. So now I'm just going to go down the card like that, using the colors in the order of the rainbow. And in between colors, I'll clean it off with just this piece of cloth that I have. It's an old t-shirt, and I spit some water on it. So super easy, and I have that right next to me. So I'm going to speed this up so you can watch it in fast motion. Now that I have my entire card stamped with my beautiful rainbow pattern, this bottom edge is seeming a little bit incomplete to me because I don't have a purple ink that I want to use, which I know Jenni Bowlin is coming out with one, probably at the next CHA. I know they're releasing some new colors soon, and I bet purple is one of them, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm just going to use a border punch on the bottom of this. I just need to find which one I want to use. So I'm just going to use my Scallop Sentiment border punch here and line it up, just using this guide on both sides. And this one you kind of have to guess which scallop you're lining up with, but it's fine. You can always punch it again. So we have that. And that's really cute. And we can actually just go through and punch the exact same on the back, because the first thing I did was line it up in the center, just using these grid lines. So I know that it will match up perfectly every time since I'm starting in the center and working out from there. Oh, see, I missed one, but that's okay. As long as you line it up every time, you won't have any problems. Okay, so we have our beautiful card, and next what I'm going to do is just do a little strip of pattern paper right here to kind of calm this whole thing down. Plus I missed it a little bit here with the stamp. I double stamped it, so that will help cover that up. And I'm just going to use this Cosmo Cricut pad, since I'm pretty sure every color ever is in here. I'm going to use this pattern because it goes well with the orange and the yellow, and it's not too busy, I'll just cut about a 1 1/4 inch strip off the edge. Okay, I made it 1 1/8 inch, and that should be pretty good. I'll just go ahead and adhere this down to my card, and then I can just trim this off using my cutter bee scissors at the bottom. And then I just made it straight, and now I can just actually line it up here and punch it, and it'll be perfect. Okay, so I have my card all figured out here, and I was going to put this beautiful peacock on it, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple today, really, and do, maybe I'll do a thinking of you card, because maybe a person you're thinking of is having like a bad day or a bad week, so the rainbow will really help cheer them up. And then for this, I'm just going to cut down a piece of vellum, actually, that this will stamp on. So I'll cut it down to about, again, 1 1/8, which is what I did before. And I just cut this down in size a little bit so it's more easy to manage. And I will stamp it right here. I'm going to use... I would normally just use this Jenni Bowlin ink, but I know that it would take forever to dry, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm using my Versamark, and then I will use my navy embossing powder from American Crafts. The name for that is Denim, actually. And I have this piece of scratch paper right here. I can go ahead and stamp this. I think I want it over towards the right edge, so I'll do this over here. And the trick with stamping with Versamark on vellum is just to press down but not wiggle it, and then press up, because if you wiggle it at all it will smear. And then I have this. Let's just get a little bit of embossing powder on there. And this vellum, by the way, is from Paper Tray Ink, and it's just great. It's vellum cardstock, and it's much more sturdy than any regular vellum that I've ever had before. It's great. So I've cleaned up my embossing powder. Now what I need to do is just go back with a little paintbrush here and brush away any of this excess that the static cling of the vellum has had cling onto it. I mean, with vellum it's never going to be exactly perfect, but you can get it pretty close using a little tiny paintbrush like this one. And I just bought this at my local art store for like no money at all, like less than $1. Because it doesn't have to be a really expensive brush, it just has to be a really tiny one. And now I'm going to emboss it with my heat gun. So I heated the back a little bit to keep it from warping, but I'm also going to do this. Just kind of keep the paper moving while it's drying, and that way it will help counteract any warping that you have going on. And just look how amazing that embossed. I'm impressed. American Crafts embossing powder is really, really good. So now I can put it over my card without it being in the way of anything. And my favorite way to adhere vellum is actually just to mark where I want to score it, which is a little bit outside of where the card falls. And then just fold it over and then put adhesive on the underside. And that way you can secure it on the back of your card. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back right in a second. Okay, so I went ahead and adhered my vellum and added a little bit of baker's twine. This is from the Twinery, and it's the honeydew color. it matches this stick candy color absolutely perfectly, so I added that there. Just a little bit of stitching, and then I added a little star that coordinates with these two darker blue pieces right here. So that creates a visual triangle. And I think that's about what I'm going to do for this week. I think I might actually go in back with some glossy accents over here. And first I'll unplug it. And if you use glossy accents a lot, or you're getting down to the bottom of the bottle, chances are that it gets clogged a lot. Just use an old needle. I use the same one every time. And poke it a couple times until the glossy accents runs freely again. And now I'm just going to color in some of the flowers with the glossy accents just to add a little bit more flavor. And then the card will be done. And as always when I'm working with glossy accents, this is always the last thing I do, because I'm really clumsy. Some others might be able to keep working on a card after they add some glossy accents, but I'm not one of those people. So I'm just going to add some glossy accents to one flower on each row, and that'll add enough little shine to just tie the whole card together. There you go. So I just have a couple more flowers to do, but my camera battery is dying. So thank you very much for watching this week's Video Tutorial Monday. Here's the picture of the finished card with all the glossy accents on it. Here's the close-up. And thank you very much for joining me for this week. I will catch you again next time.